Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Week 1 wrap-up for the Dead Air Invitational Blood Bowl 2 League. It's been a pretty interesting week. For those who watched our sort of intro video, I don't think any of our predictions came true. Might be wrong, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure most of us were incorrect, so let's just have a look at the standings. One quick thing, if you haven't watched any of the matches, I'll put some links up on the screen so you can go check out the various votes on people's YouTube channels. Obviously, this video is going to have spoilers of the matches, so yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled on how the actual week's worth of results went, I'd click away from the video now. Alright, let's jump into it. Alright, let's take a look at the teams. As we can see, there has already been some changes in the values of the teams. I don't think anyone has stayed the same other than Ronith's Dragon Tamers. Let's look at the actual results, though. Schedule. You can see, there's your three sets of results. Tilted Scales, the Lizardman, took the match 3-1 against Balls Will Traveled, which is SomekindWizard's Chaos team. Our second game, Alcoholic Game Plan, which is Titanscreed Orcs, took 1-0 victory over Ronith's Dragon Tamers. And finally, Sir Robin's Braves, which is the Bretonian team coached by Uniform764, took a 2-1 victory over my Wood Elves, Folklore, and Fairies. In an interesting game, I'll say that much. If you haven't seen it, the VOD is obviously on my channel. So let's look at exactly what happened to the teams. Jumping into the Dragon Tamers, they actually got off pretty well. They didn't take any injuries at all. They really didn't get much of SPP though, which is a bit of a worry because the Chaos team is kind of the Chaos team has the strength in the long run. They like to build and get mutations and stuff and become a lot stronger later, but unfortunately Ronith didn't get too much SPP. He got a man at the match on Radical Robin, which gives him 5 SPP, and he got a block with Lucy Butterfingers, which got him 2 SPP, but unfortunately that's it. No level ups and no other SPP. It's a bit of a shame. I don't think no, he didn't buy any rerolls or apothecary or anything. His money, unfortunately, is only 40,000, so he couldn't afford an apothecary. So yeah, that's very little changes, which is why he's still on 1,000. His opponents was yeah, let's do it by opponents. That makes the most sense. So his opponents were Titanscreed's Orcs, the Alcoholic Gameplay and Orcs. Let's have a look. So he did take an injury. Mariottini, the Black Orc, is injured. It's nothing serious, he's just got a smashed hand, so he's missing the next game, which means that when we come on to discussing next week's matchups, he is going to be down a Black Orc, and it'll be replaced by just a Linesman, so that's something to think about. In terms of SPP gain, we have quite a decent spread, actually. We have a touchdown scored by Earthworm Jin, he's got a 3 SPP. We got a pass performed by Deus Ex on the Beach with a 1 SPP gain. 5 SPP on the Blitzer, the Blinding of Isaac, 2 SPP on Resident Evil G&T Virus, and 2 SPP on Madden Hatton. So again, no level ups, but a pretty good SPP spread overall in his team. He's probably pretty damn pleased with that. Did I miss man of the match? Oh no, the Blinding of Isaac got the man of the match, yeah. So yeah, pretty good. I think that's, what, 13 SPP, something like that? 3, 4, 9... 11, 13, yeah, it's 13 SPP, that's not bad at all. Taking a look at the first matchup, which was Balls Will Travel versus Tilted Scales. So Balls Will Traveled, let's have a look at what they did. They, of course, lost the game. They took an injury on Captain Best Party Man, who again, I think it's just, missed next game, so not a permanent thing, but it does mean, again, when we come to next week's matchups, that Dan is down a Chaos Warrior, which will be replaced by a Beastman, which will, of course, affect how he's going to play that game. So it's something to consider. In terms of SPP gain, I don't think anyone got a level up. No, he didn't get too much. He got more than Ronith, though, which is good for him. He got 3 SPP on the Drunkest Ever, because he managed to actually score a touchdown. MVP went to This Is My Favorite Song. We got 5 out of 6 for the MVP, and then finally we had a pass actually work, so we got 1 SPP on just the worst one, and I think that's it. So that's a total of 9 SPP, which isn't too bad. But the injury is gonna suck. In contrast, this is where things get pretty interesting. As you can see, Greg's team has got up to 1080. And there's a reason for that. A lovely, lovely reason. If we look at the team roster, so much SPP. I believe we worked it out that Greg earned 20 SPP from the game against Dan. It's not looking... The Lizardmen are off to a riot of a start. As we can see, we already have a level up. Crazy Eyes, the Skink, got a 6 SPP and leveled up, so he got... let's check what he took. He took Jump Up, so that allows him to get up off his arse quickly, so... yeah, it's going to be a lot more difficult to... keep that Skink away from anything. Even knocking him down doesn't break his movement much. Gonna actually have to kill him. We got 2 SPP on Lazy Larry, who actually caused an injury, I think. I don't remember. As you can see, there's a lot. 2 SPP on Lazy Larry, 2 SPP on Private Ryan, 2 SPP on Bird Muncher, 5 SPP, that's the man of the match, on Spiky Stewie, and then 3 SPP on Chinless Chuck, because Chinless Chuck actually scored a goddamn touchdown. Which... that came out of nowhere, but yeah. So, I mean, they only have 1 level up, so it's not a massive advantage in terms of levels, but that SPP spread is honestly pretty fucking scary. I'm scared of next week, I really am, because Greg's team it could be the tipping point. Greg's team could just explode into a massive lead at this point, but Blood Bowl is a fickle mistress, so we'll have to see how it goes. And obviously, again, no injuries, so Greg isn't operating at a loss or anything for next week. Moving on to the final matchup, which was Folklore and Fairies, which is my Wood Elves versus Sir Robin's Braves. I think both of our teams took a hit. Actually, mine didn't. 950 is what I started with. So yeah, lucky at mine. No injuries, which is good. And I got... oh no, I did get an injury. Forgot about that. It's just a miss. Yeah, broken ribs miss next game, which isn't too much of a big deal because it's a linesman, which means the replacement player I'm getting is a linesman. So personally, that's not that much of a big deal. The only downside is that linesman will have Loner, which will make rerolling with him potentially kind of awkward, but yeah. I didn't do too badly for SPP. We got 2 SPP on Jack the Giant Killer because he managed to kill one of Madden's players. Spoilers. We got 1 SPP on Durga because he actually managed to make a pass. We got 5 SP on Spring-Heeled Jack because he got the MVP, and we got 3 SPP on Morgan the Flay because he actually managed to score a touchdown. I'm a little sad that I've got an okay SPP spread. It's not amazing. It's not terrible. I kind of wish I had more on, like, maybe a couple of SPP on Illadont Punk, and Jack was so close to scoring a touchdown. That would have put him at 5, which would have been really nice, but honestly, how that game went, it could have gone a lot worse. It didn't go as well as it didn't go anywhere near as well as I'd like, but it could have gone a lot worse. So you win some, you lose some. Again, I just got to accept that I think I did okay on SPP considering. Moving over to Madden's team, the Sir Robin's Braves. Team roster. He's down a player. Like I said, I managed to my War Hunter killed one of his players. It was a peasant, so it's not really a big deal. But yeah, 1 player is dead. One issue Madden is going to have... he actually got decent SPP, but the issue he's going to have is... actually, he didn't get that decent SPP. He basically... Fat Twitch managed to score twice, which put him at 6, which leveled him up. I don't know if he's low... yeah, it looks like he's leveled up, so let's take a look at what he actually took. He took Kick, so Madden's actually going to be using this guy to get more accurate kicks, which is, you know, should be allow him to perform some more accurate strategies and stuff, so it's not too bad. And then we got 5 SPP on Dole Jules, who got the MVP, but no SPP on his Knights. It's actually... he was complaining about this in the game, and I do kind of sympathize with him, but he did kind of crush me, so... so I didn't really accept the Assault, but yeah, no SPP on the Knights isn't great. But he did take the victory. We'll have to see in the long run whether this will work out for him, whether that victory would have been better served as, like, maybe going for a loss but getting more SPP. Either way, I looked out quite a bit on terms of not getting injuries, I think, in that game. So yeah, that is the teams and the situations that they're currently in terms of level ups and positions. One thing I forgot to point out, I bought an Apothecary with my winnings. I actually do need to do a quick look, see if people did that. Let's see, did Greg buy an Apothecary? Greg has an Apothecary now. He might have had one before, I don't remember. I don't think he did, but yeah, he bought an Apothecary. Titanscreed, Staff. also has the Apothecary now. Surrounded Braised, and Man doesn't look like he already started with an Apothecary, I believe. And he doesn't look like he spent any of his money, which is probably fine, because he's probably just going straight to the 4th Blitzer. I bought an Apothecary, like I said, and Balls well travelled. What did you do? Yeah, he's also got an Apothecary, although that might have been... I might have already had one, but... Looks like he's bought some more coaches and cheerleaders, because I don't think he had that many before. So yeah, 3 of each, it's not too bad. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up what the teams have advanced with their winnings and SPP and that kind of stuff. Nothing too great. I predict next week we'll see a lot more. With people kind of on the cusp of leveling up, we might see a lot more level ups in week 2. Speaking of week 2, for the matchups, I will be bringing in a bunch of the coaches again, and we'll be discussing week 2's matchups, so I'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am now joined by a selection of the coaches from the league. We have SomekindWizard, Noximous, Titanscreed, and RonithStyle. How's it going, guys?
Yep. What's up? Good.
Not bad.
So these guys are joining me to discuss the schedule for the next week, week's matchups. So we've got Bowls Well Traveled versus Dragon Tamers, which is our 2 Chaos teams going straight at it.
Chaos. Punch each other in the face.
I'm so excited. The reality is, I think you've got the edge because I'm down a Chaos Warrior for this next match.
Yeah, that is true.
If you weren't watching the last match that we had, fucking bloodbath.
Absolutely
a lot of unexpected events and a kind of unexpected score occurred, really.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Like, Dan's down a Chaos Warrior, so that's Balls Well Traveled, and Ronith is the Dragon Tamers.
That's the only difference, really, because there's
you guys have... Dan has more rerolls, right?
I have an Apothecary, so I don't know if I have more.
I have one more reroll. That's the that's the difference.
Right.
But like the only difference since last match was just that injury. SPP has not gotten anyone to level yet.
No, both of us are unleveled. Even if I lose, I've got pretty good odds of gaining at least 1 level up on a guy. If I win and I play some okay ball, I've got odds at 2 levels. So I mean, I'm excited about the prospect and possibility.
So I mean, who do we give the edge to in this? Someone who's not in this matchup.
Whoever's better at handling balls.
I mean balls will travel.
Statistically, we're exactly the same.
Yeah, we're equally shit.
Technically, Dan has an extra beastman.
Ronith?
Yeah, you're right, actually. I might be able to play more ball because I'm using more Beastmen than Chaos Warriors.
That doesn't make you better at playing the ball.
It does, because I have Beastmen as opposed to Chaos Warrior.
They're both
You're right, they have the same agi score, don't they?
Yeah,
they're
both agi 3.
They have same agi, they just have 1 more movement allowance.
They're equally awful.
Yeah.
And also, you won't want that guy to be the one handling balls anyway.
Not unless you feel like shelling out an extra 50k at the end of the match to keep him.
No, I mean, I'm hoping what I'll be able to do is make him pass it along to someone else on my team.
Ronith. 1-0 to Ronith.
1-0 to Ronith. That's... no, we've seen, like, to say this in the, like, let's be honest, our predictions for last week, I'm pretty sure we were all just...
couldn't have been more fucking...
Everyone was wrong about everything, pretty much. So, I mean, it's a good start to the predictions. I reckon it's going to be, like, 1-1. I reckon 1-1.
I'll be honest.
You would be willing to agree with you. The odds say yes, but I think if he gets down, I'm depending too hard on that missing guy.
Yeah, the thing that I think is going to happen though is again, not counting in the unpredictability that is Blood Bowl kickoff events. My prediction is basically what'll happen is when a team is kicking, the other team will get the ball because neither of you guys have like players that can like fuck with you if the kickoff gets fucked over. Like for example, you know, if it was against Lizardman or Skaven or something like that. If you, like, the ball gets kicked and then you fail to pick it up 2 turns in a row, the gutter runners or skinks could just get the fuck right in there, steal the ball and score. That's not going to happen in this matchup because you guys don't have players like that. So I feel like
it's going to be another bloodbath. Just the issue is the bloodbath is tilted a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like basically what's going to happen is whoever's team is receiving the ball will probably get a touchdown at some point in that half, and then it'll just end 1-1.
I am betting it's going to be a really strange 2-1 game in favor of Ronith after it looks promising for me, and then I have a fluff roll and everything goes terrible forever. That's my bet.
I'm going to be harsh and blunt. Ronith didn't score any tries. Dan only scored a try because a kickoff event knocked literally half my team stunned. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
I'm
why I
not
think
predicting
that
a
I'm going-
high-score game.
I am predicting... That's why I'm predicting a high-score game. I think it's going to look real good for me for a turn. And then shit's going to be the worst thing ever. And all of that karma's going to come back in furious force.
Alright, Mr. Titanscreed, what do you think?
I reckon it's going to be 0-0, and I reckon they're just going to beat the hell out of each other.
I like that prediction.
I'm actually agreeing with like all the 0-0, 1-1 scores.
I don't think it's gonna be high
It's going to
scoring.
be even. That's all I can say.
I really don't think it... I think that this is going to be one of those games where one of us will get ahead, and then the ahead stay aheader. When behind Dark Shrine.
Alright, let's move forward then. So the second matchup of the week is Folklore and Fairies, which is of course my Wood Elves versus Tilted Scales, which is of course Greg's Lizardmen. It's not going to be a good match for me.
By the way, how would you describe your previous match? Because for some reason the Bretonians were salty. For some reason I don't quite understand.
The previous
Calling someone out, eh?
the previous match was pretty interesting. I didn't get any level ups, which really sucked, and Madden got a block that literally changed the entire scale of the game. So it ended up a 2-1 loss to me, which I've already been over.
You just got outplayed by dice.
Yeah, I really did. But the main thing I've got the main issues I've got in this matchup is I don't have any improvements. I don't have any improvements. Greg got 20 fucking SPP.
I did.
It's
I got a lot of SPP.
And then combine that with the fact that
afterwards.
Lizardmen are just fucking ridiculous. It's just like, well, this is I'm predicting like I reckon I can get a touchdown, but it's going to be like 3-1 to Greg. That's my legitimate prediction.
See, I don't know, because I have this issue where, like, the only... A big reason skinks can score a lot of the time is because they're just faster than everything else.
Because they can break loose and just move.
Yeah, which is not necessarily the case with elves. So I don't know.
You'll be able to move boxes quite fast between the two of you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be...
Fine, okay, maybe 3-1 was over exaggeration, but I genuinely think it's going to be like 2-1 to Greg. I don't think I have a chance of winning this.
I feel like this is the game I have the biggest chance of losing.
My war dances just aren't turning up. I'll be honest. I know it's only a one game like sample size, and obviously we've got a whole bunch more weeks to get through. Like including this one, it's 9 more weeks of round robin. But it's like my war dances so far have not turned up, and that is a problem because they are literally a quarter of my team's cost.
Yeah, that is. It's an issue. Honestly, they're kind of slacking for you, right there.
I think I made like. In the last game, I think I made 5 leap attempts and succeeded 1, and there is 67% chance to succeed.
That's not true. You succeeded like 2, I think.
Okay,
One
maybe
of them, granted, was at the end of the game on the last time.
Oh, yeah, it was completely irrelevant. I know. I was just like, if I'd picked the ball up a turn earlier, it would have been great. But yeah, any other predictions for this match from people who haven't had a chance to speak about it?
I do feel that it's gonna be a heavy passing game. I honestly feel like it's gonna be heavy scoring either side. If the Lizardmen get a single good down on you, you're so fucked. It's unreal.
Well, you don't know. I mean, we did see games this week where people were going down, but no armor breaks were happening. So Greg might walk away kind of lucky, but
To be
I mean,
fair,
I'm not holding out hope for his team because I have to face them eventually. But
I want it to be exactly like the game against Madden I just played, where it would be like Madden just keeps knocking me down, but I don't die, and then I knock over one of Greg's players and kill him.
It's gonna be the crack score, please.
He's just
Please.
you get like
I would laugh if your Croxel goes on its ass once and gets injured.
you do a 2-dice red block against him, get both defender down, and he dies. I'm like, huh.
I think you.
Yeah,
I think you, if that happened, I
that's gonna
legitimately
happen,
think
yeah.
you would just leave. Like you just get up and walk away.
Well,
No, he's played Lizardman. He can still do it.
it's true. The Croxigore is, he's barely stronger than the rest. That's fine. He's not that big a deal, but I would be
So
sad for Big Dog.
Yeah,
Alright, so-
you know what my
You're a big
prediction's
dog.
gonna be. Lizardman is probably gonna win because Lizardman.
Listen,
We've been over that.
Yeah. Let's just do a quick sort of wrap up, like throw out some scores for people who haven't. So, Titanscreed, what do you reckon?
What are we looking at? Lizardmen versus
What else?
you.
Yeah.
I reckon it could be 2-1, but it could go either way. It really depends on how the dice favour people. I don't want to go much more. It's 2-1.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
2-1.
say it's going to be.
Okay, Dan.
I think it'll be 2-2 or 3-2 to the Lizards.
I think that's too much.
I don't.
It's fair enough. Ronith.
That's difficult. I think it's gonna be 2-1 to the Lizardman, but it entirely depends. It can actually be 2-2 if the armor breaks don't happen on you guys. But that's I
To
think
be fair,
breaks
the
is
armor-
gonna be.
The armor breaks, though, in obviously the armor breaks give Greg SPP, but the armor breaks don't actually matter that much to me, as long as they're not on ward answers.
I mean, sorry, I mean the stuns and like the
Oh,
KOs
okay.
and stuff like that. Like if you lose enough players, I think like if you lose like 2 or 3 players pretty
It's
early on,
gonna
I think
spiral.
you're going to lose.
We're going like a locomotive.
It'll spiral out of control very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will snowball. But
Which is
I
kind
mean,
of sad because they all have armor value 7. But I mean, have fun.
it's an average number to hit. I mean, the odds aren't in your favour, but
No, it's over average because you have to beat the armor, so it's above
Well,
average.
I mean, all you got to do is just play elves very well and just stay the fuck away from a lizard.
Pretty much.
Surprisingly difficult because they have movement allowance 6.
Yeah. They're not slow.
All right, let's move on to the last matchup of the week, which will be Sir Robin's Braves, which is Madden's team. He's not here at the minute, but that's the Bretonians versus Titanscreed's Orcs.
I predict death. Much death.
You're
Yeah,
just gonna give him the facey
This
stomp?
is going to be so much bashing. It's going to be interesting because this is again, it's only the second week, but this last game, the Blitz's Dauntless didn't have any factor because my elves are all strength 3. But into this game with your Black Orcs, this is where Dauntless starts becoming a potential deciding factor because it makes it a lot easier to block the Black Orcs.
And his fend is not going to give me any sort of presence on his characters either, so I'm going to fall off. And I'm a Black Orc down this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucker. That's right, you revel in that victory. I revel in mine.
I do.
Alright, so how are we feeling about this? Based on how Madden played against me, I just feel like this is going to be another bloodbath game.
Well,
Yeah.
of course, every match is going to be a bloodbath, but I think this one is probably
Except
going
the one
to be
I'm
more
in.
interesting. I think this one is going to be the
I'm
more
hoping it'll
interesting
be a
match of
bloodbath.
all the 3. Like,
I will be bathing in much blood.
Yes.
I think this is going to be a weird game, and I don't really know. I predict 1-1.
What was your
Still 1-1, huh?
what was the score for you last time, Titan?
1-0.
You won 1-0.
I did.
Orcs
I
are
reckon
pretty slow,
Madden
so
might
they
be able to.
usually win by like 1.
I reckon this is gonna go like 1-1 or 2-1 to someone, and I feel like the Bretonians can clinch it with a 2-1.
I think that if it does go 2-1 to the Bretts, then it will be 2-1 to the Bretts with lots of injuries on his team, or lots of downs and outs, because I feel like the only time the Bretts are going to get past him to score is when the rest of his team is busy killing all of his linemen. So I feel like no matter what happens, if Titans loses this game, he's going to come out with a lot of murder SPP.
It's possible.
I feel like that's the fairest result.
This week.
So I'd say it's not bad. I mean, I'm going to have a better chance to knock guys down and hopefully break armor because they're going to have a lot less armor than the Chaos do. So there's a good chance. Yeah, not a lot less,
The
but
peasants have 7, I think,
yeah.
and then everything else is 8.
But the peasants have fend, so if I don't knock them down, then they're going to get away from me.
Even if you knock them down, they get away from you.
Well, no, because I can just I could just move up on them, really.
Well, not after you just punched them.
You can't follow up, even if you like knock them out.
Yeah, defense stops the follow up.
Bah.
I still think that you have quite a big, like, you could still do a lot of plays.
The biggest problem I don't have in my favour is I'm a Black Orc down. That's the biggest thing I'm losing out on.
Yeah.
But I do have an Apothecary this week, just in case he gets one of my Orcs on their ass.
Then again, you have a one Black Orc not in the match, and he has some Dauntless guys. I think, I think it won't matter too much.
It's one less Dauntless target.
Orcs have pretty high armor value.
Plus, it puts that gives you 3 Black Orcs, right? Because you went full 4.
It gives me 3 Black Orcs.
So I mean, that puts you equal to his blitzers then, because Madden's only got 3 blitzers.
Fair enough. Does Dauntless only work when he's attacking, or
only when he's attacking? He has to initiate a block.
So I just need to get the first kick off, put the blitzers on their ass. Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, 50.
You have a lot better chance of doing it than I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's going to be tough. It's just that the only reason I'm sort of leaning toward the Bretts and saying it's going to be like a 2-1 is just because of how
he has more movement, doesn't he? He's not limited to 6 movement.
Yeah, he has a bunch of range of movement. Your Black Orcs are really slow at full movement, and also his Bretonnian blitzers, if they get a hold of the ball, trying to get it back is kind of difficult.
I just put them on their ass. It's all good.
It's fine. It doesn't happen.
That's my entire winning strategy. Put them on their ass.
Yeah, all right, let's just do a quick
strategy.
round. Dan, score for this game.
I thought I said
Did you?
2-1.
2-1. Greg?
1-0.
1-0. Ronith?
1-1 or 1-0. Can't decide.
Yeah, and I said 2-1.
You've got no faith. No faith.
What did you feel?
I feel that I will win, whether it's in blood or in goals. I haven't decided yet.
I mean,
Whether he actually wins the game or not is irrelevant, so long as he kills at least man.
Well, I still need to get points and SPP, otherwise I'm not going to be winning in the top 4, am I? So.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's week 2. Just like week 1, it's going to be 2 matches that are incredibly bloody, and then 1 match where I'm desperately trying not to die.
I think this whole week is just going to be like dead heats. Everything's going to be a draw. That's what I think.
I think so.
I'd be okay with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But this is going to be the week where people are going to start getting a lot of level ups, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a few. I got 9.
I'm really hoping so.
I got 9 SPP, so I've got a guy on 5, a guy on 3, and a guy on maybe I had 10 SPP. Because I've got a guy who made a throw.
Well, you just check teams. Let's have a look.
I'm on like 9 or 10. I don't remember.
Team roster. You have 2, 3, 6, plus the MVP. You got 11.
11. Okay.
I've got 3 people on
you got
2.
20. Fuck you.
1 on 5, and 1 on 3. Oh, and this 1 on 6 here. But he's 10 points from a level up. He's never going to level up.
Yeah,
God.
I got 13 SPP. I've got a fairly decent spread right now.
Yeah. All right. So that pretty much sums up week 2. Hopefully, it'll be as exciting as week 1 was, and maybe we'll just all be wrong again.
We'll see.
More fun that way.
Yeah, it's more fun that way. Maybe a team will physically be unable to continue.
Yeah.
I cannot wait until if that happens.
I can't. I don't want that to happen.
It's so gonna. It's
statistically.
I feel statistically likely like it's mostly Josh that would get knocked out because he's relying on 2 dudes so hard. I think they might both die in a game.
The armor value, man.
I have an apothecary now.
Okay.
They might die 3 times in a game.
Shut
Me too,
up.
Josh.
The minute Josh loses the war dance, he's just gonna buy a tree and start looking to fuck people over somehow. That's what he's gonna do.
If I want to fuck people over, I wouldn't buy a tree.
Yeah, you don't fuck
that's
people
the
over with
opposite.
a tree.
I just fuck myself over.
But
God,
you
I hate
throw
treatment
your
so much.
guys.
But they don't. I had this rant before. It's like it's really fucking dumb because the tree can throw people, but none of your elves can be thrown because they don't have the right stuff. See if they'll level them up to just be able to get them to be thrown. It's like fucking hell.
They can be thrown, can't they?
No, you need the right stuff to be thrown.
Yeah.
You literally need the skill, the right stuff to be thrown.
If you can somehow get a goblin into your team,
Yeah, it's
you
fine.
can do it.
Alright, all that needs to happen is Pete needs to sell a
sell me your
goblin
goblin.
on the market.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to buy a lizardman?
I could open the player market.
Yes. Just
could.
eat my chaos team. That's just a Croxagore in the middle.
I have a feeling somehow that the players market doesn't let you buy things from other teams. Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be really funny. I would
Just
like it. There should be like a free
snipe.
rule. There should be a free rules league where you could do shit like that.
Just snipe players off them.
Oh my god.
Mix all the races. That
Anyway.
would be so cool.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. That's been the week 2. Well, that's the week 1 roundup and the week 2 sort of preview, I guess. So yeah, we'll catch you guys next time. Remember to check out all our channels for the various matches, and we tweet and stream and shit when that's going on. So check out all that stuff. So we'll catch you guys later. Enjoy the league.
Bye!
Bye.
Boy.